I mentioned the fastest growing hospitality company in the U.S., one of the fastest one for its immersive concept playground. What is there's a big movement in immersive entertainment. All right. And that's kind of what you guys are aiming at, right? So talk to me a little bit about Playground. What makes it unique?
Well, Playground is totally unique, but stepping back, the immersive experience space is the fastest growing entertainment space in the country because people are looking for things to do as opposed to things to buy. So people want to have experiences with their friends, their colleagues, their loved ones, their families. So we set out to create an environment that is an adult playground because adults are looking for fun things to do, right? Play is something that you're a former professional athlete, right?
Yes.
So there's something about this notion of playing with people, whether it's playing a board game or playing at a playground. So we wanted to create an environment that brought people together. We're all addicted to our phones. Loneliness is at epidemic levels. And it's just not healthy for people. People don't have good old-fashioned community anymore. Mm-hmm. Church levels are down at their lowest as they've been in decades. So people just don't have a place to go to connect with people. And the problem with social media is that you have these fake friendships. You scroll on Instagram and you think you're a part of somebody's life, but there's no real connectivity. So we set out to build Playground. It's an environment which really encourages social interaction. We've had in our first year in Las Vegas over 200,000 guests. We've had 6 engagements. Thank you.
That's right.
We've had 6 engagements, and we started as an adults only, 21 and up. We thought our initial demographic would be 21 to 35, but we have seen every demographic come in. I mean, we've even had a funeral. So, we really cross from, all ages are looking for a way to connect with each other.
Facts. And, as I'm raising, my kids are 15 and 4.
Well, we just started accepting teenagers.
There you go. Well, my dad always tells me, take it easy on my son. He's like, because he's at that age where he don't know if he wants to, drive a really cool car and do really great things as an adult, or there's a playground over there and he kind of wants to go still play on it. I'm like, well, Dad, I do too.
Exactly. This idea, the genesis of this idea was that I used to go to a Christmas party every year, and there was like a very fancy cocktail party up above for the adults. And then they did all these amazing things for the kids. It was like bounce houses and Velcro walls and laser tag. And I would always grab a cocktail and be like, let's go. And I'd grab a bunch of adults and we would kick the kids out. Sorry, kids. And then we would play.
Yeah.
And it was the most fun party of the year. And it really made me think that to be able to do fun things where we can act like a kid again. And even if it's just an hour to escape our everyday life of, paying bills and going to work and, reading the news, which is less fun these days, that to have that sort of experience of the joy that you'd experienced when you were a kid of running to a playground. And think about this. When you were a kid, you'd go into a playground and I'd see you wearing that shirt and be like, hey, how are you? Cool. And now we're best friends.
That's right.
So it's like getting back to that notion of how do we connect with people and connect as humans again?
Wow. So, all right, my mind's running wild here with playground. So was it more like is that my daughter's soon to be elementary school? Is it more like American Ninja Warrior? What are we talking about?
You know what? Nobody ever asked that question. It's a great question. We are much more like American Ninja Warrior.
Let's go.
We created super large scale games. It's almost like you've been dropped into a game show. So think about those like The Price is Right and American Ninja Warrior. And then we combine that with super, super large scale inflatables like bounce houses for adults and Velcro walls for adults. But then we invested a lot in technology, sort of behind the scenes technology, because all of our games are tactile. That was sort of very important to us, that you're touching and feeling blocks. There's no AR, there's no video games, there's no VR. This is really old fashioned fun. So think about a huge room, set design like an operating suite, and we have a 7-foot long body, and you're dressing up in costumes of doctor's costumes and stethoscopes, and you're working together to solve on an operating table.
Wow.
So things like that.
Wow. All right. So all right. Because most of the stuff that we do as adults, we're sitting down.
We don't want anyone to sit down. We want you to stand up. We really measure, my investors would not like to hear me say this, but we measure our success in laughter and high fives.
Oh, let's go.
And the whole thing really is about bringing people together, because if you and I can look at each other and laugh or yell at each other because we're competing against each other, but it ends in laughter, that's a memory that I'm going to take away. And I always say that we're in the memory making business. So we are putting together environments where people are laughing with and at each other, because laughing at you is also funny, right? And fun. And really creating memories for people to walk away with.
People remember not what you said, but how you made them feel.
That
right?
is exactly right.
I love it. So, all right, some just random questions off the top of my head, right? So, as I'm thinking, because this would be an awesome place to take like work staff and all that kind of stuff. Talk to me about like, I'm sure that there's people that walk in and they're like, oh man, that dude's definitely getting injured before he leaves.
Don't say that. You run an insurance company. My insurers might be listening to this.
No, but it's with the inflatables and stuff like that. It's like I was actually doing when I was looking at the website and stuff. I was like, dude, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And you guys obviously took that into consideration when you were building everything.
We've created a very safe environment. What I would say is we created something for everyone. So there's physical games, there's memory games, there's word games, because your point is well taken, right? Not everybody wants to be on a stage doing hilarious things. So, but what we found is that the people that don't want to be doing those things love watching people do those things because it's funny, right? You're creating a funny environment. So whether you're watching or participating, but within the four walls, there is something for everybody to do, which is why the concept works so well.
And all right, so talk to me a little bit about how you guys came up with the concept. Like that had been a fun meeting, I got an idea.
Well, MGM, I did a lot of work a long time ago with MGM in Las Vegas. So the president of entertainment called and said, we're looking for an immersive concept. We're seeing the trend right now. Everybody wants to be going to these concepts, but something more adulty. And so we sat in a room, and again, it goes back to this Christmas party that I went to every year. I'm like, this is such a fun idea for Vegas, and we're going to put a bar in there. Cool thing is you don't have to drink to enjoy yourself, but so people are drinking or not drinking, but it is Vegas, so we put a bar in. And let's create these environments for people that while we want people to put their phones down, they're still highly Instagrammable. That is still important, right? Social currency, and people want to be putting everything up on their TikToks and Instagrams. But really giving people this environment that on a Thursday through Sunday, we're creating for the general public to come in, but really also creating in for team building, convention business, and that kind of thing. So, and then we set out to ideate on the games, which took us about 7 months. And if you look at our initial deck, we would have been sued every day. I mean, we created the most fun, coolest games. And someday I want to do some of these games.
Was it like the show Wipeout?
Totally. Or like games where, where it's like you had to climb up a pyramid with like oil. So like you're falling down on top of each other. So we're doing a little bit less of that these days. But really, again, we wanted something for everybody. So we sort of put categories together. And then we started ideating with a really great team of creatives, sociologists, because again, our goal was to bring people together so that we do have some games that are individual, but most of our games are for teams, whether it's for 2 people or 6 people, because we wanted people to come together. We wanted this as a way of bonding and creating closer and better relationships for people.
There's been other types of concepts that have kind of been skating around similar type things, because, I'm 44. So I got bowling, I got an arcade, putt-putt. Okay. Top golf, which again, most Top golf, bowling, you're sitting down half the time,
Well, what I was going to say is you said that perfectly. Everything you've just mentioned, you're doing something and everyone's watching you. As opposed to our concept, you're doing things together.
There it is.
And I think that that's what's really special.
Man, and it's because the only reason that somebody like me wouldn't want to go to those things is because I'm like, man, I'm going to embarrass myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
we might embarrass you a bit too, but.
So I think that's the reason that some guys don't play golf very often, because they're really bad and they make it, but it's about the experience.
That's right.
Not, if you only go one time, you're not supposed to be good at it, are you?
No, you keep telling yourself that. I'm a pretty competitive person, so I'm not sure.
Ooh, we're going together. I love it. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more, and visit nickhyder.com.